If she makes you feel beta, it might not actually be your fault. There's so much information out there that talks about how to be alpha and how to be more masculine, this, that, and the third. I think that men, many men actually, as males, we just are masculine. Females just are feminine. Okay. Now, with that said, there is definitely like certain behaviors that are not manly, whining, supplicating, things like that, crying about things, trying to, get your way when you really should just walk away from a scenario sometimes, right? Or you really should just, sometimes we need to stand up for ourselves and we don't stand up for ourselves. Sometimes we need to, you know, put our foot down when we don't, right? So there's definitely things that we can do that are beta in a relationship. But I think that a lot of women actually try to make us beta. And I think that there's a lot of encouragement for that in feminism. And I think that women will, as part of a larger shit test, they will try to, subjugate you, put you down to being a beta. There's a good chance that it might not necessarily be your fault per se. There's a good chance that if you are supplicating to a girl or you are acting beta around a girl, it's not because you are beta. It's not because you are like that naturally. It's because of you are reacting to a certain way that she's treating you. You are reacting to a certain method that she's employing and using against you. From my experience, when girls do this to guys, it's because they've lost interest in me. They've lost interest in the guy, right? When girls lost interest in me, they started to talk down to me. They started to treat me beta. They started to be more distant. They started to not respond to me the same way. And I've had experiences where I've had total shifts where a woman was totally chasing me, totally being submissive to me, totally being, under my power, so to speak, right? Under my masculinity, so to speak. She was responding to me in a very feminine way, right? Which is a good thing. But then I've had shifts. There was a total shift where she totally started to, not respect me as much. She was not responding to me in the same way. And it wasn't necessarily my fault. There were certain behaviors that I did that, probably led into that, such as I was giving her too much affection. And also probably I wasn't as strong as I was before in my foundation as a man. But here's the point of what I want to say with all this. If you get into that particular position with a girl where she's no longer responding to you in the same way and she starts to treat you like you're a beta, then you need to get out of the relationship right there. It's not, from my experience, it's that girl is toxic. It's that girl is not the right kind of girl you want anyways, right? Those are the type of girls that only respond to like asshole men. Like they misconstrue, toxic asshole men as masculine men, right? And oftentimes this is how we are in this, hyper world that we live in, this world where everything is hyper, everything is hyped up. It's not normal or natural out there. Everything is, if you're going to be a Chad or a bad boy, you got to be extra Chad, extra bad boy, like to the point where you're just toxic. If you're going to be female or feminine or sexy or whatever, then you got to be extra, extra slutty or extra whatever. And it's like, that's not normal or natural. Like, sure, we all want superheroes. We all want that porn ideology that she wants. She's such a slut that she'll suck our dick anywhere. And we're like, that's sexy for a while, but in a relationship, that's not going to work out, right? So it's the same thing for a guy. Like, yeah, you want him to be masculine, this, that, and the third, but he can't be masculine 24 hours a day. And if he is, there's probably something toxic about him. There's probably something where he's not really that normal, right? Normal men have emotions. Normal men have ups and downs. And if you are normal and she treats you beta because you're normal and you're not hyper, then there's something wrong with her. We should be able to show affection as men. We should be able to be normal and not be 1,000% masculine at all times. It's weird. But from my experience, the point that I'm really trying to make is that when she does that, it's usually because she's toxic, she's ready to monkey branch, she's ready to dump you, and so she has lost interest in you. And then she starts to treat you beta, and that's when men supplicate. They don't supplicate because they are beta. They don't start to act beta because they are beta. They start to act beta because of the way she shifts, because of the way she treats them, and because of the way that she starts to, condescend to them and talk down to them. That's the point that I wanted to make. Appreciate you listening. Peace.